operators, resorts, but we're most proud of the independent agencies that make up the Avoya Travel Network, one of the largest and most successful independent travel agency networks in the world. And the purpose of this Facebook Live is, just like I said, a chance to share with you our elite resources and see if they might match up with the needs as you're looking to maybe start to rebuild your agency as we come out of this COVID crisis. So let's go ahead and get started with episode number 1 of On Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update with some industry updates for you. And we'll start with our eye on the industry. And I guess the biggest news has to be the fact that we're just a little over 48 hours away from the CDC no sale order expiring. Hallelujah, in my opinion, at least. And I can't imagine anything that's going to happen in between now and Saturday night that should stop that. So it looks like as of Sunday morning, cruise lines will once again be welcomed back into U.S. waters and U.S. ports. Of course, nobody's ready to sail in November, but it certainly gives us a lot of hope that come the first of the year, we're going to have cruise lines back, or at least before the end of the year, I should say, have some cruise lines out there with some limited sailings. And along those same vein, Royal Caribbean released new information on their health and safety plan this week. A very positive step involving things that we're already starting to see in places like Europe, if they've slowly started to open up their cruise industry. Things like daily temperature checks, on-demand COVID testing. But for me personally, the biggest bit of news that came out of that was their brand new filtration system. And there were 2 key aspects of that that I thought were very exciting. One, they're going to be bringing in outside air instead of that recirculated air. So fresh air being pumped in from the outside as part of this new filtration system. And I think a lot of the scientists are in agreement. It's that recirculated air that's been one of the leading causes of the spread of the COVID virus. And 2, the filters that they have in this new filtration system, and here's your big $1 million word, have enough granularity that they should be able to screen out the virus. So I think that's a big win-win for everybody in the industry. A couple of really positive sales news happened recently too. Last week, Avoya Travel was hosting phase 1 of our 2020 national conference. And as part of a luxury panel, Nikki Upshaw, who's the Senior Vice President of Oceanic Cruises, was on that panel. And she mentioned that they had a record Labor Day sales event. Pretty exciting, right? 2020, and here we are talking about record sales. And just a little feather in the cap for the Avoya Travel Network, Nikki also mentioned that the Avoya Travel Network was the #1 network as far as sales during that event. So congratulations to all the members of the Avoya Travel Network who happened to make sales during that big Oceania sale over Labor Day. Same thing with our friends over at Regent 7 Seas. Wow, congratulations to them. October 21st, just a little over a week ago, was their #1 sales day ever in the history of the company. It happened to coincide with them releasing their 2023 Around the World cruise, over 150 nights, and it was so well received, just a smash hit. 80% of the inventory sold already, and that's for the whole cruise doing all 150 nights. So I think it just blew away everybody's expectation at Regent 7 Seas, and certainly an exciting moment, I think, as far as being in the industry. And again, members of the Avoya Travel Network made bookings on that Around the World cruise. So congratulations to them. What a fantastic way to start to rebuild your sales pipeline, don't you think? So how does this all impact you, the travel professional? Well, I think it impacts you in a couple of ways. One, that Royal Caribbean release of their new protocols is going to give you vital information that your clients are going to be asking about anyway. It's going to allow a great agent to be articulate and yet calming while still getting clients excited for that future adventure. And isn't that what it's all about? Sending people on fantastic vacations. Again, another big win-win. And to have 2 luxury brands have blowout sales results, I think is absolutely amazing. When you think of all the bad news that you've heard in our industry over the course of the last 8-9 months in 2020, to have 2 luxury brands have record sales events, absolutely fantastic. It lets you know that people want to cruise and that luxury clients are still loyal to the brands that they've already fallen in love with, as long as it's the right vendor with the right protocols. So as we move on to our next feature, Authentically Avoya, we want to let you know that Avoya Travel is not your average travel network. We've been in business for over 50 years, over 30 years as an affiliate in the American Express Travel Network, And pictured here on the screen, on the outside are our two co-founders, Brad and Van Anderson. And there in the middle are two co-presidents, Mike and Jeff Anderson. A company built on the foundation of integrity and professionalism. In fact, most of our affiliates can recite this by memory. We say it so often, but how, where, and when you operate your travel business is 100% up to you, as long as it's done with integrity and professionalism. It's the secret sauce. I'm telling you, Avoya Travel, being a family-owned company, is the best of both worlds. You're talking about a company with industry-leading, best-in-class resources combined with a company that never forgets their humble beginnings. And I'm really excited to share with you more and more as we continue this feature over the next couple of weeks about Avoya's amazing legacy. But right now, I think we should look at some smart solutions, right? Keeping your business moving forward. So when things started to happen with COVID in January, and then in February, I think all of us knew, something's going on. And then by the 1st of March, the brakes just hit hard, right? I mean, we were just coming to a hard stop. So what did you do to pivot to overcome industry challenges? And more importantly, what did your partner do to assist you in that process? Here at Avoya Travel, it was all hands on deck. We did everything possible to support our independent affiliates in the Avoya Travel network. We immediately launched a brand new feature called Avoya Cares. Now, Avoya Cares was made up of a couple of things. It was a series of webinars. It was a series of informational releases. It was all designed to allow our independent affiliates to stay ahead of the curve. Let's face it, vendor policies were changing pretty rapidly, right? I mean, not just by the week, not just by the day. Sometimes those policies were literally changing by the hour. And so to have a team of professionals doing everything they can to keep that information at your fingertips while you're trying to deal with all the cancellations and the calls from the clients and what's going on, I mean, that kind of support made a huge difference for our independent affiliates. The second thing we wanted to do, and it really helped when it comes to the conversion of future cruise and future travel credits, is that our marketing department started sending out co-branded emails. And then in combination with that, our business intelligence department. Does your partner have a business intelligence department? If not, you really should check that out, right? Because our business intelligence department was able to track the engagement of those co-branded emails. And they were able to share that information with our independent affiliates through real-time analytics and metrics, right? So that they could make those strategic decisions of how and when they wanted to work, who to go after first, where the low-hanging fruit might be. And because of that, our Avoya Travel Network had an above industry average of successful conversion of future cruise and tour credits. And that's vital, right? That keeps money on the books. We also use that engagement information to create our brand new Avoya Smart Lead system. And those smart leads, right? Leads that we were able to use through engagement and get them back to the independent affiliates, clients that they already work with. I mean, talk about low-hanging fruit. Well, that Avoya Smart Lead system, about $1 million in gross sales for the independent network members of our network. And that's just since like the middle of August. So the question is this: how can we help you? What are your pain points as you try to come through this COVID crisis and rebuild your business with an eye on the future? Well, we'd love to have that conversation. We'd love to engage. We'd love to show off our technology, maybe a demonstration for you, discuss our elite resources and see if they match up with your needs. And again, together, maybe we can create a shared success relationship. Avoya Travel is proud to be the #1 host agency in the country for the last 6 years. And let me tell you, that does not happen by accident. That's voted on by the industry. So please reach out. My contact information is right there on the screen. It's chris.greene@avoyatravel.com. My phone number is listed there. You can always reach out to us through our website at avoyanetwork.com, or just leave us a message on Facebook. We'll certainly be happy to have a conversation with you, put you in communication with a specialist, and again, and just see if our resources match up with your needs, and maybe together you can become part of the #1 travel network out there in leisure travel, the Avoya Travel Network. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day today for our debut episode. We look forward to future episodes. We'll be back next Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern. That's 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook Live. And of course, feel free to reach out anytime in between then. Thank you again and have a fantastic day.